My name is Nicole. I am commissioning editor at Quercus. A publishing company is a house that generates lots of different books, and Hachette itself is made up of 12 different divisions, one of them being Quercus, which is where I work. My role is kind of split into two parts. One part of it is kind of acquiring books, and then the other half of it is very much seeing the book from idea to finished product. A lot of people have a preconception that it's just like sitting around and like reading books all day, which it isn't. It can involve pitching for books and meetings, idea sessions where we do some brainstorming around new titles for the list, desk editing, so kind of going through the full manuscript. I joined Hachette as a publishing trainee through our Changing the Story scheme. A really great part of the scheme is that you kind of get to work across a few different departments, so it's quite nice to get a sense of where your skills best lie.
My name's Amy, I'm a production manager at Quercus. Production is very much sort of end to end of the book, so from the early stages of acquisition all the way through to the finished product. So you're dealing with the schedule, the costs, and then dealing with the manufacturers to make sure it comes out the way you want it to come out. There's a creative element to it too, so you are sort of helping advise editors and designers what might be best for a book. The joy of production is that you get to see that first sort of physical product that you helped create, and you're the first one in the company to get to see that. If you're interested, it's worth seeing sort of what reach out schemes those publishers might have. And I think it's also important, so companies like Hachette have regional offices now as well. You don't need a degree to get into publishing, even if you have no experience whatsoever. I didn't when I started. I had no idea how a book was made. I don't think publishing was a career I'd thought of. As much as I liked reading and books, it wasn't something that I was necessarily thinking about. I didn't really expect to be in a creative industry, but I'm very pleased I am.
My name's Yasmin, I'm the marketing assistant at Quercus. Basically, if you see the book, that's probably marketing. There might be this book out there that is perfect for this specific person, but they'll never see it. We're making sure that they see it and they're like, oh, this would be perfect for me. We do advertising, we do digital assets, we do bookmarks and postcards and anything physical. I work closely with publicity and editorial, but I also work with a lot of designers. One of my favorite things, briefing a trailer and then getting it back and being like, wow. This was my first job within publishing. I actually did a degree in psychology. I always read for fun, but I never thought I would go into publishing because I heard about how competitive it was. A few years ago, I was like, let me just try my luck and apply for a few publishing jobs. Don't feel too daunted by it. I think there's so many different entry points into publishing. It helps to show that you're passionate by having a bookstagram. I had a booktube channel, so I was like, look, I love books, here's the proof. Just being involved in the books was the most exciting thing. When I look back on when I was a kid and when I was reading those books, I was like, it was just such a immersive, magical experience. And I think if we can get other people experiencing that, then that's amazing, I think.
It is something I think that's really important to open sort of readers' eyes to all sorts of worlds of learning.
Working on kind of illustrated books, there's so much that goes into it, so it's really, really satisfying when you see the finished product when it comes in. And you're like, yeah, I did that.